everybody, this is Todd with Port City Squad. Tonight we're reviewing the Big Trouble in Little China movie from 1986, fantasy movie directed by John Carpenter. This one is a cult classic. Now, nothing big was made of it, as I recall, when it was released. It's kind of a shame to me. I don't remember a whole lot of stuff going on when they released it, but I thought it was a good movie because it really gets that balance between being a good homage to a certain genre of films and a good spoof of that genre of films. Kind of gets both at the same time. It's a good job there. In this case, the genre is the fantasy martial arts films. Kurt Russell is a good comedic protagonist. Kim Cattrall playing a solid supporting role that turns into a love interest for him. They both carry the movie pretty well. The plot's pretty basic, which in the case of a homage slash spoof is usually good. That works well here. Kurt Russell's character helps out a buddy, and that kind of drags him into the middle of this big Asian gang war in San Francisco. And within that war is hidden this supernatural plot that's being orchestrated by a powerful wizard who's trying to make himself even more powerful, of course. The special effects are doing a good job in this movie for an 80s movie. Nowadays they may look a little dated, maybe a little B-movie level, but for the mid-1980s they were pretty good. They weren't cutting edge, but they were solid. They were solid. They did their job. The two main stars, Russell and Cattrall, like I say, hold up the film pretty well, but they're helped by a pretty good supporting cast. I like Victor Wong as the good guy's magical helper. He does a great character there. James Hong plays a pretty good villain, and he is able to strike the balance between, because this is a spoof, being kind of a goofy, funny guy, and yet at the same time he really is a sinister SOB who seems quite dangerous. The more average part of the movie would be the soundtrack, which was written by John Carpenter and Alan Howarth. It doesn't really help the movie that much. It doesn't get in the way of the movie. It's just kind of an average soundtrack that just kind of is there. Nothing real memorable comes out of it. I do like the Oingo Boingo with Danny Elfman song and the end vocals. That was kind of fun to see, since I was an Oingo Boingo fan. Admittedly, part of the movie is it's a bit hammy. It gets a little hammy there, here and there, but it is a spoof, so you kind of let that go a little bit. Ultimately, it is a film that I think is worth watching. Definitely worth watching. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Little nostalgia in there in the score. Hope you understand. And as far as for family viewing goes, I would suggest it for 10-year-olds or over. A little younger than that, they're not really going to get into it, and there is a little bit of heavy violence in it, so you might want to kind of watch out for that. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good movie. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next review.